In a quiet village surrounded by towering mountains lived a young woman named Asha. Her family had tilled the soil for generations, living a modest life, holding on to the rhythms of the seasons. But Asha was different. From the moment she could walk, her eyes were fixed on the distant peak known as Skyreach. Now, Skyreach wasn't just a mountain, it was a symbol of challenge, of greatness, of the unknown. Legends claimed no one from the village had ever reached its top, but Asha didn't care. Deep within her heart, she believed she was meant to touch the sky. Every morning before the sun rose, Asha trained. She climbed nearby hills, carried heavy loads of water, and read every book she could find on mountaineering. People laughed. Why bother, they said. This is your home. Be content. But she wasn't. Something inside her burned, a whisper that said, more is possible. When she turned 21, Asha set out alone with nothing but a backpack, a rope, and a dream. The path was brutal. The terrain changed from grass to gravel, then to ice and wind. Each day brought new trials. Blistering cold, hunger, exhaustion, doubt crept in. She fell, cried, and nearly turned back more than once. But in her darkest moments, she remembered her younger self, staring at the mountain from the fields, dreaming with eyes wide open. That memory was her fuel. One night, as a storm battered her tent, she scribbled in her journal, "I'm not climbing a mountain, I am becoming one." That realization shifted everything. Skyreach wasn't her enemy, it was her mirror. Every obstacle on the mountain was a reflection of the struggles within her: fear, insecurity, and the voices of those who told her she couldn't. Days turned into weeks, her body ached, but her spirit grew stronger. Finally, with trembling legs and frozen fingers, Asha stood on the summit of Skyreach, watching the sunrise paint the world below in gold. She had made it, alone, against every odd. But the most powerful moment wasn't the view. It was the understanding that she'd never been proving anything to the world. She had been proving it to herself. She hadn't just climbed Skyreach. She had climbed beyond doubt, beyond limits, beyond fear. When she returned to the village, they gathered to hear her story. Some still didn't understand why she had gone, but others, especially the children, listened with wide eyes and full hearts. They saw possibility in her that they had never seen in themselves. And from that day on, whenever someone looked at the mountain and whispered, "Maybe," they would remember Asha. And in that way, her climb never ended. Success doesn't lie at the top of a mountain. It lives inside the decision to keep going, especially when the world tells you to stop. Your greatest summit is the one within.